The Score, the Tri-State's ultimate guide to high school sports.
Welcome to Week 5 of The Score's Football Forecast, a CPTV production. I'm Gordon Englehardt, Steve Ford alongside. This week's game of the week is Memorial 2-2, 1-1 in the SIAC. We'll be playing at Reitz 4-0, 2-0, ranked number 1 in Class 4A. Subbing for injured quarterback Dane Hurley, Charlie Greif is getting better and better, Steve. They put 41 on the board. Of course, Reitz's defense might be just a little better than the Bossy Bulldogs defense.
Well, whether they are or not, the thing that Memorial's going to have to do is they're going to have to stop Reitz. And Nate Tidwell last week threw for 4 touchdowns. This is a guy who's coming into his own as a quarterback. He is a good athlete with a very good arm. But as you can see in the SIC, it's a quarterback-driven league. So if Memorial wants to have some success, they're going to have it with Greif. Now, that said, I think it's more important for him to run the ball with Sam Curtis because Curtis gives them a chance to shorten the game, and that's what they have to do. If they leave it in the hands of Keandre Vaughn and the Panthers, they're in for a long night. But the Tigers have some weapons. They're getting better. They tend to start slow and grow as the year goes along, so we'll see how that works for them, Gordon.
And I've said before about Reitz is, I don't know, I shouldn't say this, but I don't know if they deserve to be ranked number 1. I'm ranking them number 1, but that's based on what they've done in the past. And, they are not the powerhouse that they've been in recent seasons, but all they do is win, and that's all that matters. North will play at Castle. North is 2-2, 2-1 in the conference. Castle 4-0, 2-0, ranked number 7 in Class 5A. Steve, North did a solid job defensively. They held Mater Dei to 24 points, the lowest point total of the entire year in their game last week. On the other hand, they didn't score, so you have to score, and they're going to need a lot of points to keep up with Castle.
Well, I've seen North a couple times, and they have some skill people. I like quarterback Max Mooney. He does a good job running the ball. At times he's a spotty passer, but every now and then he'll pull a really good pass out and hit a big play to his big play guy, who's first-year football player, Ty Pauly. North's going to have to do a better job sustaining drives. They weren't able to do that at all against Mater Dei. Mater Dei's good, all the way through their defense. Front line, linebackers, defensive backs, they just have to do a better job. North, on the other hand, held them down a little bit, but Mater Dei wasn't sharp in the first half either. I'd say it was as much Mater Dei as it was North. For Castle, quarterback Mitch Gillies has been the surprise of the season.
Phenomenal this year.
Yeah, absolutely. In a quarterback-driven league, like we said earlier, he has been the surprise of the season. I think he's leading the conference in touchdowns and yards, or if he isn't, he's way up there. And, he's got a lot of weapons, and Castle has speed. I mean, it's something they haven't had in the past, Gordon.
And I have to use Doug Hurt butchered the Muhammad Ali quote, so I got to say it. It's float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You can't hit what you can't see. The great Ali said that, and Coach Hurt was referring to his defense. He only has one kid over 200 pounds because he says speed kills, and so far for the Knights, he's exactly right. Central 1-3, 0-3 in the SIAC. Will be playing at Harrison 1-3, 0-2. Last week, Steve, Harrison played its first game at the new stadium. This week, they're going to have even more pomp and circumstance. It's going to be their homecoming. The mayor is going to issue a proclamation. IHSA Commissioner Bobby Cox is coming down. Of course, all that said, and that's all wonderful, but Harrison would like to make a better showing on the field. That's the main thing for Coach Lewis.
Absolutely, and we'll go back to the quarterback theme today. Jamie Malvern has to take over in a game like this. He has to run the ball. He has to throw the ball effectively for Harrison, for them to have a shot at Central. Central is another team that has not won in the conference. They went down and won a tough road game against a ranked team in Kentucky to open the season, and then they've come back and they've run into a buzzsaw the last few weeks. They've played just good people who have just taken them apart. It's been one thing after another. Mater Dei, Reitz, and Castle in that order, and it hasn't been pretty. That said, Jacob Hester is a very capable quarterback. He almost, threw them past Reitz. They played Reitz within a point. So this is a capable team. They come out and play their A game. They're a very good team, but Harrison's going to have a little more to play for than they do. If, the Bears come into the game ready to play, I would call them a favorite. If they don't, Harrison might get that first conference win in a long time.
And for Central, it'll be interesting to see what happens. They were 1-2 last year and then won 8 in a row. This year they're 1-3, and all 4 of those opponents are all ranked either in Kentucky or Indiana. It'll be interesting to see. They finally got a break in the schedule. No offense to Harrison. Let's see if they start on a winning streak on Friday, or at least begin one. Mater Dei 4-0, ranked number 2 in Class 2A, 3-0 in the SIAC. We playing at Bosse, 1-3, 0-3. Mater Dei is coming off a shutout win over North. Of course, it's going to be very hard, very difficult to shut out Bosse and Jalen Pendleton. On the other hand, Bosse has given up 50 points, more than 50 points, and they gave up 41 last week. And Mater Dei could just run all over that Bosse defense, Steve.
Ow.
Yeah.
The only thing I've got to say here is Mater Dei 5-0, Bosse 1-4. It would be the upset of the new millennium, perhaps, if Bosse could beat them. I mean, Jalen Pendleton's going to have the game of his life, and he's going to be very hard pressed to do it against the Mater Dei defense I saw the other night against North High School.
That's about all you can say unless Jalen can play, 11 positions offensively and defensively?
It's not happening.
The Score, the Tri-State's ultimate guide to high school sports.